They've said, yes, this actually has worked, Iran has abided by the agreement. In fact, now they're suggesting, why don't we just stay here? It's worked so well despite the fact that they had made almost the precise same argument they're making now about the final deal. But consistency is the hobgoblin of narrow minds. Cuba. I will tell you, we did not get into the level of detail, Karen, that you just described. And I'm impressed with how many details you seem to be aware of. As I said before, the state sponsor of terrorism recommendation will be coming to me. I will read it. I'll review it. There's a process whereby if, in fact, I accept those recommendations, Congress has an opportunity to review it, as well, and it will be there for people to see. I think that the concerns around the embassy are going to be mostly on the Cuban side. They haven't dealt with an American embassy in Cuba in quite some time. And changing in this way is, I'm sure, an unsettling process. We're accustomed to this. I mean, we've gone through now a number of times where, with China and with Vietnam and other countries, we reopened diplomatic relations, and we understand, I think. Are familiar with how that gets done in a way that's consistent with improving diplomatic relations over the long term. This is probably a more profound shift for them than it is for us. But we stand ready to move forward. We're confident that it can lead to an improved dialogue. And our bottom line at the end is, is that it can lead to an improved set of prospects for the Cuban people. And I'll say just in closing, to all the people here from Latin American countries. Thank you for this extraordinary opportunity. I want to thank the people of Panama. I am very optimistic about this region, and the main reason I'm optimistic about this region is because of its people. They are extraordinary. And it is a great gift to the United States to be able to have such strong friends and partners in tackling many of the challenges that we have in common. Thank you very much. Barack Obama. Remarks at South by Southwest Interactive. Delivered March 11, 2016, location, Long Center for Performing Arts, Austin, Texas. Moderator Evan Smith, hi, Mr. President. President Obama, hey. It's good to see you, and hello, Austin. Audience member, we love you. President Obama, thank you. It's just good to be back. Moderator Smith, nice to have you here. Welcome. Welcome to Austin. Welcome to South by Southwest. Let's make a little news. You stopped at Torchy's on the way in from the airport. President Obama, I did. Moderator Smith, you did. Would you please share with the world what you told me backstage your order? Perfectly in keeping with your political views. President Obama, I ordered the Democrat. Moderator Smith, bipartisan in tacos as in life. President Obama, that's exactly right. Moderator Smith, that's how it goes. Mr. President, you're very nice to be here with us today. And you came for a purpose. You want to accomplish something. You said as much in your weekly radio address last. Weekend. I got the opportunity to hear it. Some people in the room have not heard it. For their benefit, and people outside the room. Would you say why you're here? Make the pitch in miniature, please. President Obama, well, first of all, I'm here because I like excuses to come to Austin, Texas. I normally don't do this, but I'm going to embarrass somebody. I'm going to. Also acknowledge the Chancellor of the Texas system because he's one of my favorite. People and a truly great American Bill McRaven, who I think is over there. Look, we are at a moment in history where technology, globalization, our economy is changing so fast. And this gathering. South by Southwest, brings together people who are at the cutting edge of those changes. Those changes offer us enormous opportunities but also are very disruptive and unsettling. They empower individuals to do things that they could have never dreamed of before. but they also empower folks who are very dangerous to spread dangerous messages. And part of my challenge since I've been president is trying to find ways in which our government can be a part. Of the positive change that's taking place and can help convene and catalyze folks in the private sector and the nonprofit sector to be part of the broader civic community in tackling some of our biggest challenges. And just 3 things that I talked about during my weekly address where this group. I think, is primed to make a difference. Number 1, we're spending a lot of time figuring out how can we make government work through technology. Digital platforms, and so forth. So, for example, we've reduced the FAFSA form process where you apply for student aid by about 2/3 just by digitalizing it. Putting it online, making it a little more common sense. We have made it now possible to apply for Social Security online in ways that couldn't be done before. Across agencies, we're interacting every day with our government. And the question is, how do we make that work better? Because an anti-government mentality grows if people feel frustrated because they're not getting good service. The second thing that these new technologies allow us to do is to tackle big problems in new ways. We had a conference in Washington a few weeks back on what we're calling precision. Medicine, the capacity today to potentially cure diseases because we understand the human genome, and we understand that a cure for me may not be the same as a cure for you. And there's incredible research taking place all around the country. but we haven't gathered all that data together to make sure that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And number 3, we want to make sure that we're using big data. Analytics, technology to make civic participation easier. Voters increasing voting rights and making sure that people are informed about who they're voting for and why they're voting. Making sure that community organizations or activists are able to meet and help to shape our society in new ways. So the reason I'm here really is to recruit all of you. It's to say to you as I'm about to leave office, how can we start coming up with new platforms, new ideas? New approaches across disciplines and across skill sets to solve some of the big problems that we're facing today. Because, I've said this before, I said this at the State of the Union. The most important office in a democracy is the office of citizen. And right now, with all the talent that's out there, our government is not working and our politics isn't working as well as it should. The only way we're going to solve that is make sure that we're getting citizens involved in ways that we haven't up until now. Moderator Smith, Mr. President, the theory of bringing tech more closely aligned with government in solving problems is great. But the reality is that the culture of the tech sector and the culture of government could not be more different. Government is big and bloated and slow and risk-averse, and it's run on outmoded systems and outmoded equipment. Tech is sleek and streamlined, and fail fast, and enamored of the new and the shiny. How do you take these two things that seem culturally to be so unalike? And put them together in a way where they can and want to work together? President Obama, well, let me give you an example of the big and the bloated and the frustrated. You may recall that I passed this law called the Affordable Care Act to sign people up for health care. Moderator Smith, I heard that. President Obama, and this was a little embarrassing for me because I was the cool, early adapter president. Moderator Smith, right. Not exactly an advertisement for. President Obama, and my entire campaign had been premised on having really cool technology. And social media and all that. Well, here's what happened, was that the procurement systems, the specifications, the way that software was built in government was adapted for the age when procurement was. For buying boots or buying pencils or buying furniture as opposed to buying software. And so there's an example of an outdated system, bloated, risk-averse, not working well. Here's what happened as a consequence of healthcare. Gov breaking down, though we had to bring in a SWAT team of all my friends. From Silicon Valley and from Austin, and some of the best software engineers in the world to come in and fix it, which we did in about 3-4 months' time. And what we realized was that we could potentially build a SWAT team. A world-class technology office inside of the government that was helping across agencies. We've dubbed that the US Digital Services. And we've got some of the top talent from Google. From Facebook, from all the top tech companies.